Electric cables are generally made from metals that can conduct electricity easily, such as copper and aluminum. These metals are covered with an outer insulating layer of plastic or rubber to ensure safety. Looking back in history, the first conductor wires were developed at the beginning of the 19th century and were used for sending messages through the telegraph. With the passage of time, nearly a century later, copper wires began to be insulated with rubber, especially for military purposes, such as connecting detonators to bombs across rivers. When electrical networks came into existence, scientists like Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison popularized the use of cables for electricity transmission, which led to the development of safer insulated wires. In today's video, we will show you the amazing journey of manufacturing electric cables, from ordinary household wires to massive cables laid under the oceans. Stay with us until the end. The first step of this entire process begins with the mining of conductive metals. The most commonly used metals in electrical wiring are copper and aluminum. If you want to learn more about the mining, extraction, and processing of these metals, click on the card appearing on the screen. Also, I have added links to videos related to copper and aluminum in the description. Once the metal is processed, the next step is wire drawing. In this process, an 8mm thick metal rod is pulled through special machines and converted into thin wires. These machines pass the metal through specific dies, gradually reducing its diameter. As a result of this process, the wire becomes not only stronger, but also improves in its electrical conductivity. Electric cables are designed in a way that they can transmit electricity safely and efficiently. These cables consist of one or more metal conductors, covered with insulating material to prevent short circuits and protect against external factors such as moisture, rust, or electrical interference. Copper and aluminum are the most widely used metals in electrical wire manufacturing due to their excellent properties. Copper is mostly used in domestic and commercial systems because it is more efficient, reliable, and capable of handling heavy electrical loads. On the other hand, aluminum is more commonly used in large industrial projects and power transmission lines due to its low cost and lightweight nature. The core part of any cable is its conductor, which is responsible for transmitting electricity. It may consist of a single wire or multiple thin wires combined together. Thin wires are braided together to form a strong conductor, a process known as stranding. In this process, several fine-drawn wires are twisted together to form a single thick wire, increasing both flexibility and mechanical strength of the cable. This is done using special machines that ensure all wires are uniformly connected. After this, an insulating layer of materials such as PVC, rubber, or polyethylene is applied over the conductor, protecting it from short circuits and physical damage. This insulation is applied in a continuous and even manner to ensure complete protection. This insulating layer completely covers the conductor, eliminating the risk of electric leakage and ensuring safety during use. Cables that require additional protection are also given a special shielding layer. This shielding is usually made of metal wires or strips that block external electrical or magnetic interference, keeping signals clean and stable. Aluminum cables are quite popular for several reasons. They are about 3 times lighter than copper cables, making them easier to handle and install while also reducing structural load. Although their electrical conductivity is slightly lower than copper, they are still efficient and reliable, especially in power transmission lines. Their lightweight and flexibility make them ideal for long-distance installation. Moreover, aluminum is abundantly available, recyclable, rust-resistant, and cheaper than copper, making it an economical choice for large-scale projects. Once electric cables are fully manufactured, important information is printed on them. This includes the manufacturer's name, certification standards, size in square millimeters, voltage rating, manufacturing date, insulation type, batch number, and intended usage. All this information helps ensure the safe and proper use of the cable. Now we take a closer look at the cable shielding process, which protects it from electrical and radio frequency interference. The cable is fed into the machine through an automatic guide system. The most important part of this machine is the braiding system, which uses spools of tinned copper wires. These spools rotate and wrap wires around the cable in a mesh form, creating a strong and uniform shield. This shielding not only blocks external interference, but also improves the quality of electrical signals. The machine maintains constant tension in the wires throughout the process to ensure uniform and effective shielding. After shielding is completed, the cable is moved to the next stage where an additional outer layer is applied. This outer cover protects the cable and its shielding from moisture, friction, and other environmental effects, making it even stronger. At this stage, the production of submarine cables and hose-like protective ducts also begins. Large reels are installed on the main machine, containing cables and hoses wound on them. They are then unwound simultaneously and arranged into a structured bundle. After this, expert operators carefully inspect all components, both visually and using specialized equipment. They ensure everything is properly aligned, materials are in safe condition, and standards are met. Then special machines apply tape to tightly bind the cables and hoses, forming a unified and stable structure. This process plays a key role in preventing looseness or disorder in later stages. After that, the bundle passes through a compression point, where it is made more uniform and compact, and then transferred to a large drum where it will be wound. Now we observe the shielding process of submarine cables. The cable is fed into a special machine where a strong protective layer is applied. In this stage, galvanized steel wires are commonly used and wrapped helically around the cable. This first layer provides basic strength to the cable. After the first layer is completed, the cable passes through the same machine again to apply a second layer. This time, the wires are wrapped in the opposite direction, forming a cross pattern. This design significantly increases the mechanical strength of the cable and prepares it for harsh conditions. After this, experts thoroughly inspect both shielding layers and conduct various tests such as pressure resistance, tensile strength, and electrical performance. Once everything meets the required standards, the cable is carefully wound onto a drum for safe transport and storage. In this way, every year, millions of kilometers of electric cables are manufactured, insulated, and shielded around the world. If you like these amazing machines and their working process, then like the video and share it with others. Don't forget to comment where you are watching from and how you liked this video. To watch more interesting and high-quality videos like this, subscribe to our channel, Metrixor.